This episode may contain strong language and adult themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
He is one of them. Anyway, hello, welcome, good evening, guten Tag, guten Abend, and say hello to everybody who's on tonight's 22 Dropouts. Give us a wave, boys. Oh, God. So, filled with enthusiasm from around the world tonight, we've got Tom, who doesn't know whether he's in his daddy's boat in Kent, whether he's driving up and down the M5, which is what he's done all weekend. Thank you, Tom, you're a hero, or whether he is now king of the castle in Gloucester. Hello, Tom.
Good evening. No, I told you before, we sold the boat now, but the boat's gone.
That's good, because it was fucking sinking most of the times we saw you on it. It was that crooked.
So that's all. I'm in Gloucester now, still back after a weekend of being your taxi, it seems. So the invoice will be in. Don't worry, Mike.
Now, talking to things that are crooked, that shelf behind you looks like it's ready to drop everything off it.
Yeah, it is. It is a wonky shelf.
The wonky
and
shelf.
Everything is on there perched, and it just about stays up. But I'm moving rooms anyway. I'm staying in the same house next year, but I'm going from this room to the room that way. So I'll be in the room next door for next year.
I think we should do a tour of your house. So that we can see from one room to the other. Anyway, Samuel. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, old buddy. How are you doing?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright.
How's Malta?
Malta's fine, mate. Just make sure you delete and edit every single part of that before you actually started the show. Thank you.
So you just want me to delete you then?
No, just delete everything up until you started the show.
All of the stuff that's in the outtake. In the outtake reel. So listen, mate. In all seriousness, how's the new house coming?
Well, that's where I've been all day, and I'm absolutely freaking exhausted. And I've got to start it again tomorrow. So yeah.
Mate, you've got bags like Tesco has carriers.
Yeah, I know. Plus, I had my second jab on Sunday, so my arm's actually bloody killing me. So.
Do you know, when I had my jab, my arm was really hurting the day after until I nearly fell through somebody's floor when I slipped off a beam. And then I scraped my elbow on their wall. And strangely enough, the rest of my arm didn't hurt after that because my elbow hurt for 3 fucking days. Jules, how's you?
All right. A bit sweaty.
Thanks for that. I'm not sure we needed to know, but we're very much better off for that information.
Definitely.
Why are you sweaty? Has it got to 12 degrees in Sweden?
It's been in the 30s, fuck's sake.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's been like
fucking hell, I'm coming over there. It's like about
we had a nice thunderstorm the other night as well, which made it even humid as well. It was just bloody horrible.
Feels like about 12 degrees today, and it's just rained and drizzled all day long. It's been warm enough. You can go out in shorts and a t-shirt. It's just grim.
It cooled down a bit here, and then earlier over the weekend, and then today I think it shot up. It was like 23 degrees by 9 o'clock this morning.
Won't last for long. You live in Sweden.
It lasts all summer. That's the thing. The only problem is summer isn't very long. Usually happens on
Thursday. Monday to Wednesday. Summer is.
It's 40 degrees every day here.
I wonder which day it'll be on this year.
Melting here today again. It's like the last 2 weeks has been 40 degrees every day.
Wow.
In fact, last Wednesday or Thursday was the highest ever recorded temperature in June in Malta. Like
honestly, so I'd be as skinny as you.
42 or something in
I'm
June.
sweating everything off.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's ridiculous. And you're sitting grafting, getting things done in the house. And I thought I took a layer of skin off my forehead the many times I wiped the spider away. Like, that's how bad it is. Yeah.
So what we need now is a sevens tournament in June in Malta. Go ahead and organise it, Saturday.
Absolutely not. No, definitely not. Never going to happen.
With air conditioning.
So now, it's safety-wise, anyway, you couldn't because the ground's like worse than concrete because it looks like grass, but it's not.
Well, that's interesting because about 10 days ago there was a tournament over in Gibraltar in not massively dissimilar dissimilar weather. I know their new pitch. I think their new pitch is plastic, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's Astro.
Yeah, down at Europa Point.
Yep.
Tom's got his new refereeing tool, which he took with him on tour this weekend.
You need one of these.
Graciously, Tom did not try and run the line whilst
Even
wearing that.
What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a fan.
It's a fan, mate.
It's Tom's
Pop
new
it around
sex
your
toy.
neck, and it fans your face, and it is perfect for those hot summer's days, Sam. So
awesome stuff, mate.
even
Awesome
lights
stuff.
up, so you can look all fancy and hip and trendy.
Is that so you can attract? Is that so you can attract certain individuals towards you, or mosquitoes?
Yeah, I was going to say that would just attract mosquitoes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of
Over in
mosquitoes.
Malta, it would.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of little tiny little insects with tiny little pricks. Do you know what I mean? They keep jabbing you in all the wrong places.
Tiny little pricks that give you disease. There you go, Tom.
Can you imagine, Tom, just being jabbed by tiny little pricks in all the wrong places all the time? It's just wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a standard weekend in Gloucester for Tom.
Sorry, but I didn't resist that one.
I'm laughing all the way like he's Max Headroom because he's really well lit and his background.
I think we should stop talking between us and get Pete to tell us some shit.
Yeah, well, I'm just about to introduce Pete. Pete, hello. You're our guest of honour tonight. So you better have a fucking interesting story.
Probably can't be anything you guys have said so far between bashing Tom and describing Malta's mosquitoes.
No, hang on. We've taken the piss out of the weather in Sweden.
Yeah, and Sweden. Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
And we moaned about the weather in the UK too. So come on.
We just do that all the time, though, isn't it? You know.
We're fair. We're being fair about it. And you know, if Julian was a sort of transvestite who liked to dress up as Lydia on a Saturday, we take the piss out of him for that as well.
Just go and sit outside on the balcony, shall I? And enjoy the weather.
Nice balcony.
Lydia? Where the hell did you get Lydia from?
I don't know. It's the first name that just popped into my head. But I think if Jules shaved his, actually he doesn't need to shave his beard. I've seen some of the women in Manchester. If Jules shaved his beard, he could be a Lydia.
You just picked out the 12th letter in the alphabet. Is that the first name that came out of you? Lydia. Not like Linda or Louise.
No, I don't know. You can psychoanalyze me later, but literally, honestly, I looked at Julian and went, Lydia.
Fucked up in the head.
I mean, he could be a Veronica.
Lydia, really?
For God's sake.
Apologies in advance to anybody who's watching this show that knows anybody or his name is Lydia.
Or Veronica. Or Veronica.
Be a Megan or a Tara, and you know
Jules, I feel I should open this up to you now. If, and we're not taking the piss out of anybody here, or anybody anywhere, or anybody who might be offended anywhere or anytime in the future. Jules, if you had to have an alter ego, which was a feminine personality, what would your feminine name be? Because I'm getting slated for calling you Lydia.
Thatcher.
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 Fair. So
just to pick the Scots off.
I'm sure it's time for a break now because that's a great place to leave it.
You said alter ego. I thought let's go controversial here.
That's not controversial. Pete doesn't quite get this show because he keeps hiding underneath his hoodie.
So good.
Either he's looking at his own tits.
Nah, they're not that big anymore, to be fair.
He's looking at the basque underneath because he's a transvestite. Or he's a bit embarrassed, and I'm not sure which. So, Peter, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Really good. Just I've been on the computer all day, so it's quite nice to be on
PlayStation again, mate.
No, that was earlier. I've been learning some new software.
You've been learning something that's new and soft.
Yeah, just about. So that's how I spent today, really. Tried to go to the gym, decided it wasn't worth it, so stayed inside.
I do that every single day.
It's all good now. I'm good, thanks.
So, just tell Jules what wear of soft you've been looking into.
So, I've been looking at data analysis.
Okay, thanks a lot. Anyway, moving on.
That's what I work with.
You two can have that private discussion later, because right now you've just bored us already. Anyway, Pete, you're on the show tonight because of Tom.
Yes.
So, Tom, it's time for you
Yes.
to introduce Pete.
Right. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I've got
He's
notes
gonna-
and everything. I've got
he's
notes
just
and
about to
everything.
Google
I'm more
shit.
prepared than you do, Mike.
No, to be fair, he called me just as I generally was going into the gym. He goes, Pete, can you can't really remember much about you. Can you just send me some notes for yourself? I was like, wait, you invited me on the show and you don't know anything about me. What the fuck? I just really banged.
I genuinely, I've only met you twice on the phone, Pete.
Yeah, I think we met each other at Chester Sevens as well a couple of years ago. I was getting very drunk, so yeah.
That's fine. But yeah, I mean, we've spoken a couple of times. Now, Tom's known you for quite a while, and I even said to Tom today, "Get me some details for his intro," and he went, "Yeah, I can do that." Right, it's okay, Tom. You're doing the intro for Pete tonight, and the fact that he's had to ring his mate and ask for details for his intro is quite worrying. But Tom, let's see just how good you are at making this shit up.
Fucking under the bus.
Well, and I may clarify that it's not to ask about his life. It's about the life before I knew Pete. So I know Pete recently from time at uni and everything else, but before that I didn't know him when he was 15. Funny enough. So Pete, you played at Yatton RFC. I'm going to do this like an absolute just catalogue of his life now. It's going to be give you a nice book at the end of
it. This is your life, Peter Dixon.
The keyhole.
Yeah, so played rugby until 2009 to 2013 before picking up the whistle in 2020 and joining the rest of us in the middle of the pitch. And until 2020 when something happened, Pete. What happened in 2020?
I got a bit bored. Well, not bored. I decided to go back playing, and which was a really good decision in hindsight. A good decision.
Nobody in the history of rugby has ever said that was a good decision.
Well,
when you give up, you do something else, and then you go back.
Yeah, well, it was a good decision until 20 minutes into my third or fourth game where I got cleared out of a ruck. This is all before COVID. I got cleared out of a ruck and my leg stayed in the ground and the rest of my body didn't stay in the ground. So I spent a good amount of time on gas and air and morphine. And then.
So your name is Jack Willis when you're not working?
Yes. Well, I did it before Jack Willis. So.
So you're the trendsetter.
I am very much a trendsetter of dislocating your knee horrendously and then spending 6 months during COVID in a massive brace during the hottest time we've had. So that
Tom spends his time in the massive brace.
It was like I was just in this. I've got it. Hold on.
You can get the golf clap for that.
So this is the brace I was in.
I can tell you now that did not make good TV, Pete.
I'm not too worried. So yeah.
It was It was like reliving RoboCop.
It was.
What was RoboCop's real name? Does anybody know?
What the actor or the actual name in the film?
No, the name in the film. What was his real name before he was shot and became a robot?
I'll get back to you on that. It's there.
You get back to us on that. Anyway, Pete, you carry on your story because Sam's going to look up your new nickname.
Cheers. So yeah, I dislocated the knee, and then over the summer I decided to go back to uni, not in Gloucester, because there's only one proper uni in Gloucester, and that's Hartpury, not Gloucester. So I'm currently studying for a master's in performance analysis at Hartpury University, and that's where I've met Tom over the last year or so. I knew him beforehand from competitions and things like that, but we got to know each other over the last year. So I've been lucky enough to go to a number of games this year doing performance analytics. It's been quite nice to get out and enjoy live rugby with everyone. So that's been quite fun.
So when you were refereeing, where were you? What did you do? What level did you get up to? And are you refereeing anymore?
So I referee for Bristol Referee Society, still a member, but just not an active member. But yeah, so I got up to level 7, really enjoyed it. Was lucky enough to go out to Dubai a number of times. I think I went out 2 or 3 times as a referee and then once as the video analyst as well. So that was a pretty good experience.
So what did you do to Steve Leish that meant he sent you out 2 or 3 or 4 times?
Suppose I was one of the younger up and coming referees at the time. And it was just one of those opportunities that I was given.
You didn't get Mike's insinuation there, did you, Pete?
No, I'm deciding.
Or either that or you sidestepped it.
I'm sidestep. Well, I can't sidestep much these days, but
not with that knee,
no,
especially if you got the brace on.
Definitely not with that knee.
So when you went out, when you went out to Dubai, was that on the Invitational?
Yeah, Invitational tournament. But it's really good because we had guys coming in. So we had guys like Craig Evans when I was there. We had Sam Groves White. We had a number of other people who've joined now, and you see refereeing at the top level, both at 7s and 15s, and it's fantastic to see.
And what was it like then going back as a performance analysis? How did that work?
So I was asked probably 2 months beforehand whether I'd go and do it. We didn't really have the finite details until probably the week before, maybe 2 weeks before, but it worked really well. Yeah, it's all good. It worked really well. All the referees brought into it, all the coaches brought into it. We got a couple of good clips. I think we were talking about high tackles, and I managed to get a beautiful red card where the guys come literally shoulder straight into the head.
And this is still on the Invitational side?
This is still on the Invitational, and it just happened right in front of me. And you just see it and go, ooh. But luckily, we were able to clip that up and use it as an example for the whole referees to go, yeah, this is what we're expecting, please. But it was good. It was really good, and everyone brought into it. So actually, here's a good story. I was filming a game between, let's call them Russia Development and Wales Development. And between 3 officials, they couldn't get the score right. So I had to look at the game 2 or 3 times to make sure we got the correct score, and it turned over the result. I then had to speak to a very nice Russian coach who wasn't very happy that he'd lost the game because of this.
I hoped you were going to say Wales lost just because I got the camera spotlighted on Julian.
You must have had the luck of the Irish then, Murphy.
Yeah, very lucky.
Now, one thing, just before we go to the break, mate, just a quick question then. So
you didn't click, did you? You haven't clicked, did you? Murphy. Robocop, Murphy.
Murphy. Yeah, I get where you're coming from now. Good one.
Thanks, Sam. Mate, I love you to bits. Pete, what we're going to do now is Sam's going to repeat the line and you're going to go, oh yeah, Robocop, because you're a bit slow. So Sam, would you like just to deliver that line again for me?
What was the conversation again?
I have no idea. Just say something about Murphy.
Yeah, you must have been really lucky then, Murphy. Yeah.
Robocop because of the near. Good one.
And the funny thing is, I'm going to leave all that shit in, and you're going to look really stupid now.
Mate, I look stupid anyway. It doesn't really bother me. Like, if anyone's ever seen me referee, I look stupid anyway, so it's fine.
Before we go to a break, because we're just running over a little bit. Okay, before we go to the break, you've been out to Dubai a few times as with potential from the southwest, I guess.
Yeah.
Then you went back and played and fucked yourself up. I bet you're really pissed off now.
Yeah, slightly. No, I'm not.
And on that bombshell, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you right after this.
When you need clear and concise match official communication systems, look no further than the brand new AxiWe AT350.
Radios are always useful, they always help us, especially the AxiWes, where all 3 of us can be open at any time and we can have open communication.
Available now from refcomsglobal.net. Investing profits into match official development worldwide.
welcome back to part 2 of tonight's 22 Dropouts. Don't forget to check up at the top of your screen for all of our social media channels. Just look out for at 22 Dropouts. Now, on my screen, I've got people pointing up at the top, a bit like this. They're all doing that. But at the moment, all we can see is the cushions on Julian's sofa. So what we're going to do now is just ask Julian's cushions. Mate, every time you bring him on, he looks more and more angry than he did last time.
That nose.
This is Jean-Claude.
Do you know what? That face reminds me of Alan Wynne-Jones when he left the pitch at the weekend.
Oh, you can't.
Too soon.
Too soon. Come on. Jules, show us the face again. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You
That's
put a
the face
moustache
of a
on
man
Alan
who's had a few of
Wynne-Jones
his
and it's
stolen.
Jean-Claude. So anyway, Julian, how is Jean-Claude?
Jean-Claude is okay. Jean-Claude's going to hide in his bag.
Too many jokes, mate. Too many jokes. Well, look, Sam's had to leave us because he was as tired as Jean-Claude tonight because he's allegedly done a bit of work. And we all know that that's quite tough for Sam. So, Sam, you have our sympathies. And we wish you well in your sleep tonight. And then get the fuck over yourself, man. Oh, my God, Jean-Claude has turned into a ball.
Jean-Claude has turned into a French ball.
He's much more useful than any Frenchman I've ever met.
Talking of that, France are playing right now, and they're
especially Emmanuel Macron. But however, talking to Frenchmen, did you see the Monaco Sevens, the repechage? Not the weekend, as in like yesterday, but the week before. I thought for France, Jonathan Legel, who's been on the show before, I thought he was fucking awesome. He was immense for France. But they still didn't get through, did they?
No.
Ireland.
How did they not do that? How does France not get through to the Olympics in rugby, considering their team? Is it because I've got most of their shirts in my garage?
Jordan Conroy is the answer to that question, Mike.
The Irish again, mate. The Irish again. Just like in Chester.
Just like in Chester.
The Irish were the downfall of the French then, and then the downfall of the French again. Exactly. So, say me a fail to all our Irish friends. 1,000 welcomes to those who don't know what that means. We hope you do really well in the Olympics. It's been a hell of a weekend last weekend with the repechage, and for those who don't know, Sevens is really pushing on at the moment, and there are lots and lots of competitions knocking around all over the world in the ready for the World Series and the Olympics, and of course this year's World Series, because of COVID and because of the Olympics, is going to be backwards. So instead of Dubai in November, December, that's sort of the last weekend. Instead of that being the first game or the first leg of the series, that's the penultimate one, and then they finish in South Africa the week after. So everything's a bit backwards at the moment, and it's taking a lot of people by surprise. But the sun is shining most of the time, and the pitches are nice and flat and dry most of the time, apart from Welford Road on Friday, which could. And I'm not surprised that the jocks gave up on Sunday and decided they did not want to play the English. And it's nothing to do with bloody COVID. It's because they went down and saw how badly we cut up the pitch on Friday at Welford Road. And they went, "Oh, I'm not fucking playing on that." And they all went home.
Worst Scottish accent ever.
The worst Scottish accent ever. But we can't ask Sam to do it for us because he's just been a bit of a jock lightweight and gone and fucked off to bed. Or he's gone and fucked off and playing on Tinder, which is probably more like it. That one.
Well, he's not going to be on Grindr, is he?
Anywho, I don't know whether he's on Grindr. Tom, just check if he's on Grindr, mate.
doesn't work like that, Mike, unfortunately.
Mate, I noticed how you looked at your phone like you were about to pick it up and check. So, anyway, we won't talk about Grindr too much because Tom hasn't got that much
No, but they
data.
have sponsored a French rugby team.
Yeah, Tom, you've got to tell the story about it. You have to tell the story.
Well, I believe off the top of my head that it is Biarritz, I think, that a French D2 side that have been sponsored for next season by Grindr. And the best part of it is the Grindr logo is plastered right on the arse of their shorts.
Oh, product
No,
placement.
Tom.
It's like a target.
I fucking love that.
I'm sure
Those
Mike will
people-
find the photo and you will pop it on for everyone to see.
Look, have a look at this now. For those who don't know, amongst our sensitive viewers, can you tell us what Grindr is, please?
Grindr is it's a dating app for gentlemen who are interested in other gentlemen. How's that?
Now my teenager turned up and went, "Ooh, what's that?"
I'm
Tom.
just finding this photo now, and I found it, and I'm going to send it to you guys.
I know. You came in halfway through the conversation, which makes it even entertaining.
So, Tom, will you just explain to Julian's very excited teenager how Grindr works?
I'll pass.
I'll tell him all about it. Don't worry. Don't know
Yeah,
shit,
Pete,
but I'll take him down the
we're
rugby
ignoring
train
you
and
because we're
half the
talking
guys
about
there, okay.
Grindr and stuff. Pete, we have a few questions for you tonight.
Yeah.
They are not in the least bit embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay, but you
Like-
do have to solemnly swear and promise by raising your right hand that you will tell the truth. That's the hand. Well done.
Yeah, that one.
The whole truth, nothing but the truth, and no detail shall be spared.
It depends what the question is, but all right.
Do you
Go on, your
swear?
opinion.
Ooh, I will swear to tell the truth.
Great, that's great. No problem. We're just going to cut that there after you said I'll swear. So, Pete,
At times.
I want to know because you've been around the block a bit, mate.
Yep.
Okay, and you've been around the block as a player and as a referee. So, talking specific, why you sweat? Why's your top lip sweating?
Because I'm nervous about what you're about to fucking ask me.
So, from you as a player, Pete Dixon, the player,
Yep.
what's the biggest practical joke you've ever played on somebody, or somebody's played on you?
I'm trying to think of the ones that have actually been played on me. I haven't really got any. I didn't really play that many practical jokes. I usually just kept myself to myself.
You fucking lightweight.
No, I didn't. No, seriously. I just used to keep myself to myself in the change rooms before and after, before the game. Just
So now that we realise that Pete is a fucking lightweight, we're just going to mute him for the rest of the show. And we're going to ask Pete questions. We're going to see his mouth move, but we're going
And
to
we'll
put
put
the words
sound
in.
over the top.
So I'm going to ask this question again, and we'll just spotlight Pete on the camera. So, Pete, tell us about the biggest practical joke that somebody ever played on you.
and the fact you haven't unmuted me again.
Oh man, he's unmuted himself. We were about to do a voiceover
I know
for
you.
you.
I know. I think the worst practical joke was I was just about to head out for a game. I think one of my mates was with me in the change room for some reason, and
Oh, aye.
just about to head out, and he hid. So this is when I was refereeing, not playing, but he hid my whistle. So I go out. I got my cards in my pocket. I thought I put the whistle in my pocket. I was like, "Shit, where is it? Like, you bastard! Like, where is it?" Went back in the change room. Got a spare one, and then afterwards, mate just gave me mine. I was like, "You utter bastard! You absolute bastard!"
All I'm
See,
saying is, don't you carry two?
Yeah, well, I have to say that's happened to me,
Rookie.
but there was nobody in the change room. I just genuinely forgot to pick up a fucking whistle. And I had to ask one of the parents to go, while I was doing the briefing, I went like, it's not here. Ask one of the parents to go into the change room and get the whistle out of my bag.
I've also forgotten my cards before in a game. So I've gone out.
Oh, we've all done that.
I've gone out and I've had to put some in the bin. I was like, fuck it, you bin. So I just went rugby league style. Half time, scooted in, got my cards, and went, thank fuck.
What you do, mate, in that situation is you put your hand in your pocket, you go like that, and then put it straight back in. Nobody knows.
Did you have a card? Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Or,
10 minutes.
Or you can do what a Premiership referee did at a Sevens tournament and accidentally produce the wrong card and quickly produce the right one. I won't name.
Who would that be? Who would that be, Tom?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say Coddington, but I suppose.
Somebody did that the other week at the tournament as well here in Sweden. Pulled the red card out by accident and then went fuck and got the yellow card out. The player had a good old giggle, came off the pitch.
It's all right.
I turned around and said, "You're not the only one who did that. A fucking professional ref did that the other week at the Sevens game."
Well, it wasn't the only one to do it that day, was he, Tom?
Sorry?
He wasn't the only one to do that day, was he?
No, not that. I think there was a couple of people that ended up making that mistake, but
and the other one was Christopher.
Yes, it was.
Can't remember who it was.
But the thing is that it's okay to say that it was Carl because it was also on a live stream, so he can't deny it. He can't say that we're baiting him out from behind the curtain.
Go and have a look at
episode
63.
And everyone,
that's all I can say.
He watched it.
I'll have a look at that.
Oh yeah, well worth looking at it. But if you go and find the stream on YouTube and you go back far enough on that day's games, you'll find Christopher doing it as well.
Rookie errors.
Yeah, and he's not here to defend himself tonight because he's on the piss again. So let's just take the piss out of Christopher for the rest of the show.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's time for Pete, who's been very diplomatic so far, to answer the this or that question. We'll see you in a minute.
Beauty.
So here we are trialing the Active Sport 250 open ear headset. It's really useful because they don't actually go in your ear, they just rest on the outside, so you can still hear your surroundings. So if you're out on the jog, you can hear any cars coming past. If you're out on the canal, you can hear any cyclists. It's really useful if you're with people. You know, if you want to listen to music, listen back to what you've recorded, you can still listen to other people's input while you've got what's happening playing. They're really comfortable, you know, they're really sturdy, really designed. They don't move while you're running, they don't bounce up and down like other wireless headsets do. So yeah, they're really good in that sense.
Welcome back to part 3 of tonight's 22 Dropouts, where we're joined by sometimes ref, sometimes player, sometimes performance analyst, but always Pete, who during the breaks, Mum decides to walk in on him, shake her head and discuss like she did when he was 12 or 13, and walk straight back out. Isn't that right, Pete?
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, were you on the podcast and a YouTube show at age 12, or were you doing something else?
No, I was watching a really shit football team called Man United at the time.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with the show. Tonight on Naked Attraction, we've got Tom. Hey, would you seriously here, right?
Thought I'd save you or turn the camera off.
So seriously, right? Okay.
Get on with the fucking quiz.
Right? No. Channel 4 ring you up, Pete, and they've seen you on this show, and despite your best efforts, they think you're actually quite good as a broadcaster, and they say that we're making a new, hip, trendy version of Naked Attraction, and we're thinking of you as a host. Would you do it?
There is only one answer to this, and it's not no.
I probably would, just because it would be an interesting show to.
I mean, bear in mind, there's a reason that they have the current host, because she is bisexual.
Yeah, I'm not bisexual, but
okay, you just wanted to get that out there, did you?
No, there is nothing wrong if you are.
You could do it. You could do it with your missus, though, mate.
You've got a missus?
Yeah, me and Hope. Yeah, she probably likes to present it.
Fair play. Is she coming on to the show next week?
It's one of those shows we do. I
Pete,
like to watch.
Pete.
Yeah.
Seriously, will your girlfriend come onto the show next week?
No, she definitely won't.
You can't do Naked Attraction and go away. Jules, you would, wouldn't you?
Fucking right, I would. It'd be a right giggle.
Now, I have heard from behind the scenes that the whole set and studio stinks of cheesy cock and sweat.
Oh, fucking
so I got two.
That's what the producers quotes from the producers and the host.
I've got a teenager living here. If it's worse than that, I'll be amazed.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it'll definitely smell better than my 16-year-old stepson's bedroom. So that's okay. Tom, you'd do it, wouldn't you, mate?
Yeah, 100%.
There you go. That's the answer we're looking for. Nothing else. And why would you do
it? Great, good laugh. I just walk in and go, what the fuck is that?
Called a vagina, Tom.
That looks like a cock.
I know you've not seen one before, Tom, but that's a vagina.
Those flaps blow in the wind. And that's just the guys.
I'm not sure we can get away with anything on tonight's show, but who gives a shit? It's in anyway.
The best thing about Naked Attraction, though, is when they're looking to vote off the next person, and they say that they're going to get rid of Red because they don't look very confident. They're not standing confidently with their cock out on national TV.
That's not a cock. It looks like one, but much smaller.
But how is that not confident?
Yeah.
Just say you think he's got an ugly cock. That's all you have to do. Simple as.
Look, you've got that far on the show. Be honest. Exactly.
And I'll tell Claire that as well, Mike.
Oh, she's fucking brutally honest with me, mate. Don't worry about that. Huh? Why do you think I'm in here on my own in the study talking to you bunch of wankers instead of being in there snuggling with my wife? Because she's brutally honest and tells me to fuck off.
She's on Tinder.
Mate, it's the week before, okay? It's the week before. Tom, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All the other gentlemen in the room are nodding.
Hide.
Yes, right. Now, it is time. Now, Sam's gone. Wait, please, somebody ring Sam, wake him up, because we need 90 seconds on the clock. Pete, why are you hiding again? We haven't even started yet.
This is the
takeover. Let's go.
You go, was that it at the end of this now?
Yeah, this is the easy
bit. A bit like Mike's wife after sex.
It's like, don't hug me afterwards. Just fuck off.
Cuddling, get the fucking tissues.
Yeah, that too. I'm
hot.
Hot. Leave me alone.
Well, yeah, just for your tears. They're not for anything else.
Now, pen is poised. Tom, 90 seconds on the clock, please. Pete, sauna or ice bath?
Ice bath.
Fish or chips?
Chips.
Ketchup or brown sauce?
Ketchup.
Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
TikTok or Tinder?
TikTok.
Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Golf or gym?
Golf. No, gym.
Flip-flops or sliders?
Flip-flops all day.
Oxfords or brogues?
Oxfords.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Boobs or bum?
Ooh. Boobs.
Bear in mind your mother's watching this.
Yeah, I'm not boobs.
Boobs?
Yeah.
Pancakes or waffle?
Pancakes.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Ale or lager?
Cider.
Ooh,
Ale or
Ale,
lager?
ale, ale.
Get the fucking
Ale,
gist,
but I
will
fucking
you?
hate both. Ale, but I
it's
hate
a
both.
fucking simple concept. You have two options.
Yeah, but I fucking hate both. But ale,
Tea or coffee?
tea,
Quins or wasps?
Quins,
7s or 15s?
7s,
Mike Friday or Mike Tyndall?
Tyndall,
He'll love that. I'll message him later. Whistle or flag?
flag,
Pass the ball or run with it?
run with it.
Bacon sandwich or sausage sandwich?
Bacon sandwich.
Now, shall we have a look at his answers? It's a good job Phil's not on. So you went for ice bath and not sauna.
Yeah.
Why? Are you
Like
mad?
Just like an ice bath after a game. I don't get it very often, so when I get it, it's actually quite nice.
You fucking weird.
To be honest, I could have done with one the other week, so I've kind of
Shut up,
switched that by myself.
You gone for chips?
Yeah.
You went for ketchup?
Yeah.
Chips with ketchup or ketchup with chips?
Chips with ketchup.
Netflix? Yeah, Amazon's a bit shit at the minute. We all know that, but we still pay for it.
Yeah.
You didn't go for Tinder, mate.
No.
Is that because the girlfriend might watch?
No, I've just gone to TikTok. I don't have Tinder anyway, but I've just gone to TikTok, and it's it's actually quite funny.
It's got more girls on it than Tinder.
Jules. Julian. I would have said normally Pete is the most sexually depraved one of our group.
No, I just hide it better.
You're getting fucking close, man.
I'm a lot worse, but I just hide it better.
You just hide it better. PlayStation, not Xbox, I wouldn't know, so it's one of those throwaway questions. And you were a bit indecisive between golf and gym.
Yeah, I don't like either, but I'm shit at golf and
Yeah, Fez. Flip-flops, not sliders.
yeah, sliders are shit.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, we've had this. We have this every week. I agree. You should be wearing flip-flops. But in a day of sevens, I like to take my boots off, but I don't want to have to take 2 pairs of socks off and my calf supports as well. So not that I have to. That's why I take my boots off and use sliders.
I think if it's in sevens and it's that situation, it's fine. But if it's casual wear, flip-flops.
No, if you're in
seven,
seven,
no, he's explained it perfectly.
No,
you should be wearing
sorry.
Crocs. That's what you should be wearing. A lovely pair of Crocs. I think that's
Crocs.
No, Tom, leave now.
Tom, what the fuck are you talking about? I strongly disagree with that answer.
Yeah. Well
Yeah,
done,
so do
Mike.
we, which is
For
why
once-
we've just
for
muted Tom.
once, I actually agree with you muting somebody.
Yeah. Fucking mute it.
Ross, what the fuck are you on?
Fuck are you on
Do you
about?
not think that Mike would suit a pair of Crocs?
Mate,
He's
mute
He'll
it.
take
Mute
photos of it
permanently.
and put it on his show for certain.
Right, this is the man who drinks cider and is from Kent. All right, so he has no opinion that counts on this show. Tom, stop it, or we'll have to come and chastise you. In fact, Pete lives not far from you. I'm going to send him round to stay. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. You might like it. In fact, Pete's missus might like him doing it too, so you never know. There's a whole new episode. So, Oxford's obviously for any gentleman.
Yep.
Brogues are okay as long as you're wearing jeans. Brunettes, just checking what colour hair your missus has.
Brunette.
He's a
It'd
clever
be
lad.
embarrassing if she was a blonde, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely not a blonde.
I take it she's got good boobs then.
Yeah.
Okay. She got a good bum.
Yeah, it's all right. I just
She
put.
got a good bum.
To be fair, I've always
That's why
preferred
it took so
boobs
long.
out of the two.
I mean, just checking that. So what you're saying is your wife's got good tits but a shit arse.
No, she has a nice ass as well.
Okay. So that's okay. We'll do that for her. We'll edit this for her birthday.
Yeah,
All
please.
right,
Yeah, if we can have this for her birthday, so I can just go. You've got a nice ass. There you go.
Yeah, she's got great tits and a nice ass. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And she's got a good pancake too.
I'm gonna claim the fifth on that one.
Over waffles.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
on
no,
that
you
cool
like a
pancake.
good pancake too. My apologies.
Yeah, thank you. I do like pancakes here. It's a very nice day.
Yeah, but Coke, not Pepsi. Any
Yeah,
particular
so-
reason?
prefer Coca-Cola. I like both, but I prefer Coca-Cola.
Okay. And you went for, because you're a Mong, you went for cider instead of lager or
It's
ale?
because I literally live 20 minutes from where they brew Thatcher's Gold.
He's
So it's
from
all I really-
Somerset.
You're from Somerset. mate.
Yeah,
Somerset.
but just because you live there doesn't mean
cider.
I love
just
it.
because you live there doesn't mean it's any good.
It's
I
good.
live not far away from where they brew Titanic, but I don't like it. I live about 30 minutes away from from the Burton Brewery. I still don't like their beer.
Yeah, fair enough. Now I've just grown up on cider, and but I'll have ale over lager.
I live miles away from Green King, but I love their beer.
Green
Hello,
King.
Green King. Hello, Green King. Hello, Green King. How many times can we say Green King in one episode? Hello, Green King. We love your beer. We do. And we'd like you to sponsor us. Hello, Green King. See if that works. I'll clip that. You're a tea man?
Yeah, love tea. Yorkshire tea.
Love Quins as well?
No, I'm a Bristol supporter, but I prefer Quins over Wasps.
Fuck off.
Get fucked by.
At least you like Sevens. and you love Mike Tyndall. Is that, again, because you're from that side of the country?
No, yeah. Plus, he does a good podcast with the good, the bad, and the ugly, or rugby. It's a nice podcast.
I'm going to send you that.
Oh, it's a really good podcast. I try and listen to it every week. It's good.
Dear. Very good.
Listen to the
And
latest.
you prefer to run with a flag these days than the whistle, mate?
Well,
Is that because you only have to go up and down a straight line?
Yeah. Well, I can't run anyway. I can't really run, but I always like running with a flag. It's quite nice. It's quite enjoyable. The best one is when you've got a team of 3 and you can just open mic it, and just give the referee shit all game, as well as obviously giving him good information he needs, but just shit in downtime.
Sounds a bit like our weekend, Tom.
And if he's having an easy game, you can sing show tunes to him all match.
I've done it. We were doing a game before, and we had a team of all 3 of us knew each other really well, and we were just giving the referee shit the whole game. I think it got to the point he turned the comms off because it was just me and the AR just giving him shit. I think there was a break. He was trying to chase the winger, and we were just like, "Fucking go and get him! Go on, chase him down!" And it was just like, for fuck's sake.
I've done similar, but we went through a game where it was one-sided. It was like 50-0 by half time. So in the second half, we had a game of sing a show tune and see if the referee during the game can guess which movie it's from.
I like that.
So, do you want to build a snowman? Frozen, 1 or 2.
One.
So, Pete, you need to name the referee here that you've given shit to.
No, I'm not gonna name him. He'll know who it is. If he watches this, he'll know who he is.
Nobody watches this.
Exactly. Oh,
I think you'll have to send the link to him when Mike eventually edits this and eventually posts it.
Yeah, I'll just send him the clip.
And we can have one
Have you
more.
remembered to click record, Mike? Just checking.
He has.
Have I started? Did I press record?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, now we have another special competition or quiz for you tonight.
Who's he going to throw in this week?
You've heard of the game Snog, Marry, and Avoid?
Yes.
Okay. So, bearing in mind there are no passes here,
Fuck.
there are 3 names, and you must snog one, marry one, and avoid one.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you writing these down, you wanker?
I am. I've literally just put SM.
You really won't need to, because you'll be wetting yourself before you're finished.
Yeah,
right, so snog, marry, or avoid.
Yep.
Carl Dixon,
Yep.
Mike Tyndall, Luke Pearce.
I would marry Tyndall. Just because
Cash money.
cash money. Yeah. I would. This is a hard one. I would avoid. I would avoid Carl Dixon. No, it's not.
He'll be quite happy with that when I show him.
Wait, there's only one Dixon, and it's me, not the way they spell it. Like, that's the wrong way. It's Dixon, not Dic, whatever.
Yeah, shut up and get on with it.
Yeah, so it'd be avoid Dixon and Snog Pierce.
I'm going to tell Luke's missus what you've just said.
Go for it.
I don't know Luke, but I know his wife.
Right, go
Now,
for it. It's
now,
fine.
same names, but Julian has a different take on this.
That's
Don't
just
you, Jules?
cruel. Yeah, well, I do the original version. It wasn't sort of filtered for TV when we play drinking games and stuff like that, and it's always called Fuck, Marry, Kill.
So out of Cole Dixon, Mike Tyndall, and Luke Pierce, who would you fuck, who would you marry, and who would you
And
kill?
who would you kill? Same order, same names.
Come on, you've got to make a decision, mate. He's really worried now, isn't he? You can see in his face. He doesn't...
Is he googling the photos?
No, he's dribbling.
He's going on their Wikipedia pages just to have a quick look at the photos to see which one's getting it.
Still married Tyndall. Cash.
He's aristocracy. You've got to.
Well, his wife is, not him, but yeah, okay.
By association.
Oh yeah, by association. Kill Dixon, just because there's only one Dixon. Yeah. And
And Lukey's getting it.
Tom, what about
Oh no! I've had plenty of abuse from Mike over the years. So when we get the guests on now, they can take all of the brunt of that.
So what you've done, Pete? Have you literally just thrown that same question back to Tom?
Yes, I have.
Tried
Tom,
to, yeah.
Tom.
Yes, I have.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, Pete, I think your answer was pretty good, to be honest, mate. It was pretty good. And I think I'd had to. So I'd stick with your answers, but I'd swap Dicko and Piercy just because I could just dent Dicko's ego a little bit. Every time it just meant that every time he comes out on the pitch in his really tight, extra small shirt, and go, I've had that.
Well,
We never need to do this show again. We just need to play this episode over and over and over.
And then that bombshell. It really is time to say goodnight. Just wave to the camera, everybody.
Oh my God.
oh, fucking
Bye-bye.